Alright, the next story that we have says, one dark and stormy night, Mrs. Cartwright watched a movie. She watched a fourth of the movie before popping popcorn and 2/3 of the movie after popping the popcorn when the power went out. What fraction of the movie had she watched before the power went out? So we have some information here about Mrs. Cartwright and her watching a movie. So it says again, because I just need to read through it again, that we have Mrs. Cartwright watching a movie, and she watched a fourth of the movie before popping the popcorn. So I'm going to jot that down. A fourth of the movie before popping the popcorn, and 2/3 of the movie after popping the popcorn when the power went out. What fraction of the movie had she watched before the power went out? So I'm going to go back to my paper, and I've jotted down this information. So it sounds like she's watching the movie, she's popped some popcorn, she watched a fourth of it, then she comes back and she's watching some more, 2/3 of it, and then all of a sudden the power goes out. So we want to take these two amounts and we're going to put them together. The problem is, when I look at these two amounts, I can't put them together the way that they are because we have unlike denominators. We have 1/4 and we have 2/3. So I've got to go back to my paper, and it says after you set up your problem, you need to find common denominators. So I'm looking at these and I'm thinking to myself, I can't count by 4s and get to 3, and I can't count by 3s and get to 4, so I need to think of a common number that both of them could share. So I'm going to make an EFT for both of these. I'm going to make an EFT for 1/4. And I'm going to skip back, count by 1s on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to skip count by 4s on the bottom. 4, 8, 12, 16. And then I'm going to make an EFT for 2/3. And I'm going to count by 2s on the top. 2, 4, 6, 8. And 3, 6, 9, 12. Now I'm looking for the lowest number that these two numbers share. So the lowest number that they share, remember that denominator that we're looking for is, looks like we've got a 12 here and a 12 here. So I'm going to circle 3 12s and 8 12s. We call this the least common multiple, the lowest number that two numbers share. So now that I've got my common denominators, I'm going to go back to my checklist and we're going to rewrite with new fraction names. So we're going to rewrite. We have 3 12s plus 8 12s. And now that we have common denominators, we're able to add the numerators. So when I put 3 with 8, I can easily get 11. And our denominator name does not change. So we have 11 12ths. Again, I have consecutive numbers on top of each other, and I know that this is in lowest terms.